All right, I guess we'll go ahead and get started. How's everybody doing this afternoon? Awesome, awesome. I'm Jason Johnson. I'm the director of our Center for Entrepreneurship and Innovation here at the Chicago Urban League. And I want to thank you guys for taking a little time, during your lunch hour to join us for this informational about the Next One program. We're really, really excited to relaunch the Next One program. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. Next slide. So pretty much, it's a pretty simple agenda. We're going to have an overview of the Next One program. So we're going to explain the different components of the program, as well as the application process. We're going to have some testimonials from program alums who are going to share their experience and how the Next One program helped them, elevate their business. And then last but not least, we're going to give everybody an opportunity to ask some questions. Just to clarify any questions or thoughts or any information that people may need. But before we go ahead and get into the overview of the program, I would like to introduce our president and CEO, Karen Freeman Wilson. I would like to give you guys a welcome.
Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome. We are so excited about relaunching the Next One program. We appreciate you for coming on and learning about the program. And we certainly want to encourage you to apply to join us. I would be remiss if I did not thank Jason Johnson and the whole Center for Entrepreneurship and Innovation team, as well as Broad Spites, Calmetta Coleman, and all of our volunteers and participants who have played a role in getting us to this point and moving us towards the launch of the program. Last year, when we were thinking about how the Chicago Urban League could play a role in helping to dismantle institutional racism and really helping to reduce the racial wealth gap, we thought about the importance of Black businesses in that space. And so we naturally wanted to help our businesses grow, prosper, and help them be in a position to pass on wealth from one generation to the other. And we understood that by assisting Black businesses in achieving these goals, that we would also help them in supporting the community. And so in a nutshell, that's what Next One is all about. And that's why we believe that this is an important contribution for the Chicago Urban League to make, not just to you as business owners, but to our entire community. So we're excited for you to hear about the program. And we are excited about the prospect of you participating in the program. So without any further ado, I want to just reiterate my thanks to all of you who have come on today and pass you back to Jason to hear more about the program.
Thank you, President Freeman Wilson. Why I get all formal? Thank you, President Freeman Wilson. But yeah, thank you for your time. So let's go ahead and get directly into the overview of the program. Next slide. They know how I look already. We can move on to that. So just a little background information about the Next One program. It was actually the program that launched our Center for Entrepreneurship and Innovation back in 2007. In partnership with Northwestern's Kellogg School of Management, in addition to BP, who made a significant investment to launch the program. It was under the leadership of then President and CEO Cheryl Jackson. The program ran from 2007 to 2011. And then there's a couple alums who participated in the Next One program that may be some notable businesses that you may recognize. Jenny Akintunde from Ujama Construction, Robin Beeman, Beeman Communications, Amy Hilliard, Comfort Cakes, and Kamau Murray of XS Tennis. So those are a couple alums of several who've gone on to be really successful in business just by participating in the Next One program. When you have conversations with a lot of these alums, they share that this particular program was instrumental in helping them develop their growth and to become more successful ventures. And we're excited that many of the alums who were involved in the program originally are now helping to support the relaunch. So we're really, really excited about that. So that's just a little background information about the program. Next slide. So pretty much the Next One program is a 9-month program. So we're gonna start in June, Juneteenth, and we're gonna run through March. So pretty much during this 9 months, there's gonna be you'll be meeting monthly. We'll be meeting monthly collectively as a group. But there'll be also some additional business support that these business owners will receive. The deadline for the application is April 26th. By the end of the day, no exceptions, I mean, 11:59, 12 o'clock, 12 a.m., we might go to 12 a.m., but, no exceptions after that. And then the first cohort is going to have 10 to 15 businesses. So we're looking to recruit 10 to 15 businesses for the initial cohort. And there's going to be special priority for businesses in the in professional services, food services, technology, and in cannabis adjacent ventures. Next slide. So, our ideal candidates, are individuals with gross receipts of at least $250,000, businesses with gross receipts of at least $250,000 a year, 2 employees, including the entrepreneur, the business owner themselves, and they need to have been in operation for at least 5 years. And as I stated earlier, special priority be given to businesses in the professional services industry, technology, food services, and cannabis adjacent businesses. Next slide. So there's a couple of different components to the program. So we didn't want to just make this a classroom experience where you come in and you sit for a few hours and then you may or may not implement the information that you learned. We really wanted to make this an intensive program to ensure that the participants are really able to grow and scale their ventures as a result of their participation. So there's a couple of different components of the program, and I'm going to share those right now. First off, there's an accelerated MBA-level education that these business owners will receive from faculty at Kellogg, faculty at Booth and Polsky at the University of Chicago, and top industry practitioners. So pretty much those monthly training sessions will go about 90 minutes. And they're going to cover topics such as data analytics, transformational leadership, finance, human resources strategy, and a variety of other different topics that are relevant to scaling your business. Also, we're going to have a community impact curriculum. And this is something that's new to this iteration of the program. When we have conversations with our entrepreneurs at the Chicago Urban League Center for Entrepreneurship and Innovation, and Black entrepreneurs and business owners in general, I haven't met one that didn't want to do something for their community, be it, help with education in their community, to organize around issues that matter to their community, to reinvest in their community. So there will be an intensive community impact curriculum as well to teach business owners how to use their platform as entrepreneurs, business owners, and by default community leaders to make a positive impact in their community as well. Also, we'll have monthly procurement labs where participants get introductions to procurement officers and category leaders at public agencies and corporate firms. We've had several corporate partners who've expressed their interest in doing business with the participants in the cohort. So you'll get direct introductions and direct connections to procure with these entities. Also, there will be one-to-one mentoring So, participants to get a one-to-one mentor that they'll work with throughout the duration of the program, but there'll be also rigorous one-to-one coaching and group coaching as well. So pretty much we'll have, coaches that'll help you, in a variety of different knowledge domains, be it human resources, business strategy, sales, operations, finance. There'll be opportunities for to connect with one-on-one coaches and group coaching sessions to help you with those challenges. And then there'll also be a one-to-one mentor through the duration of the program, where it'll be a highly successful business owner or a leader of a large business unit in the corporation. You'll work with them over the 9 months of the program and develop that relationship. They'll help hold you accountable. They'll be someone you can get advice from, and they'll just kind of help you on your business, your road to growing your business. And then last but not least, there'll be industry specific workshops. The reason that we're prioritizing, those particular industries is because we're going to have industry specific workshops within those verticals to help those business owners grow and scale. And I want to specify that we're saying priority, but we're not saying it's required that you be in those industries. So if you're in an industry that's not one of the specified industries, we still do encourage you to apply. Next slide. So pretty much the application process would be as followed. The initial application, which is the one that's currently on the website, will be due April 26th by the end of the day. Then select applicants will be invited to complete a second round application. And during that time, financial records would be requested to validate, to ensure that you meet the income requirement, the revenue requirements. Third, from that round, a smaller pool of applicants will be invited for a virtual face-to-face interview with the selection committee. And then last but not least, the final cohort will be selected and announced. So pretty much I like to take some time to allow a couple of the alums to share their experience in the Next One program. JT, are you on?
I am.
Hey, so up to bat first. Sorry, bra, ladies first always. JT Stinnett, share what cohort you came from, your business, and how the program has helped you.
Absolutely. Hello, everyone. I'm really excited to be here and to share my testimony. I was part of the 08-09 cohort. And Next One was a priceless asset for us. Similar to this time where we're dealing with COVID and it's caused all of our businesses to have to pivot. 08-09 was the midst of the financial downturn. And at that time, we were a green development company that really needed tools to pivot and still be relevant in the marketplace. And so participating in Next One was instrumental in allowing us to do just that and to remain viable. We were able to develop a program called Green Urbanism and Project Green Hills, which we did with Chicago Public Schools. And that was largely in part to the toolkit that was provided through Next One. We got featured in the Museum of Science and Industry for our work with Green Urbanism, and later worked with the city of Gary to share that program. So it was just a wonderful opportunity. I cannot sing the praises enough, and I'm happy to work with other alumni, including Brawl. The connections that you make during the Next One program with other similarly situated businesses is an awesome opportunity. And that you can carry forward. And we're building an alumni network that I think will be an asset to businesses that participate. So I am all for the program, would encourage you to apply. It is a tremendous asset for your business. Ron, I'm going to pass it to you.
Sounds great. Thank you, JT. Wonderful job. So I want to talk a little bit about my experience. Again, I was actually cohort mates with JT, and that time in the second cohort was a pretty momentous time for all of us, as JT was starting to talk about. My business at the time was called Civic Real Estate. It was a urban real estate development company, kind of off the premise of doing good in the hood, and was looking to do essentially strip centers on kind of the south and west sides of Chicago. And we had 3 employees and a $5 million joint venture. And we were just starting to see the first signs of distress. I always like to say, when real estate in general, commercial real estate catches a cold, if you're in the inner city, you catch the death flu. And we were seeing leases dropping out, and it was really a challenging time. And I remember when I was approached about the opportunity to be in the cohort, it's like, nah, I don't have time. I've got all this stuff I need to do. And, I know there was like this little fee thing attached to it. And I don't know if I can do it. I just don't know I can do it. But, people were very persistent with me. And man, I was so glad that, even with all that other stuff going on, that I participated in the program. For me, it was 3 key things that I really got out of the program, and I'll just kind of go through them sequentially. The first thing I got, and was learning, and now I'm an MBA. So, the funny thing about it is, that was one of the reasons I was a little bit resistant about being in the program. I was like, well, it might have been a while ago, it's even longer now, but, I have an MBA, what do I really stand to gain? But I think it was talking through with the experts in the program. It was really much more, less theoretical and much more about applying some of that knowledge to the specific context of being an African-American business owner. That was very powerful for me at the time. And it was the ability to directly see what we were learning in the classroom basically show up and translate into my business and things that I wanted to change. And I think the second thing, which is kind of related to that first, is, the program, by forced to be taking that time out, I actually created some practices that I still try to employ about working on your business and not working in your business. And that was really around the mindset of, we run around sometimes as small business owners with our heads cut off, thinking about payroll, thinking about, whatever that dominant particular issue is, somebody you hired is not working out, all these things that you're working on. What you're really not working on is thinking through, strategy, is thinking through what your exit position is going to be. And everyone likes to say, well, there is no exit position. I plan to run this business forever. One of the key learnings that, we discussed in the program is everybody should have an exit strategy, even if you don't plan to exit, because it's a way of kind of framing your thinking about the business, and it allows you to be reactive when either situations change or opportunities come up. And, and I think the third thing that I gained from the program was networking. And that really, that actually might have been one of the most powerful things, the idea of being in a classroom full of essentially Black intellectuals and entrepreneurs that were talking about not only how to create a business impact, but really thinking about collective cooperative economics in the sense of doing business with each other and partnering with each other. And I have to tell you that coming out of the cohort, 2 of the people, one of the persons was from cohort 1, but I met 2 people that essentially have become lifelong business partners, and that was all through the program. And, I'd be a little remiss without, kind of giving you the end story to my involvement. The situation never did get better. And eventually, although I still own some of the properties, ironically, the business kind of ceased functionally to operate. But what being in the program allowed me to learn was that, not only that there were some pretty unique stressors on my business, and ergo the need for an exit strategy, but that, I had some skill sets and I had an opportunity to really contemplate a new business. So out of my participation in the next one, I kind of entered with one business called Civic Real Estate and I exited with another business called Urban Ponics, which became the second licensed grower of agricultural food products in Chicago. And we went on to build that to 11-person firm and to sell to Roundy's and at Mariano's and Whole Foods. So been a little bit lengthy with my testimony, but I just think it's very important to try to convey, you know, some of the impact of you know, taking that risk, you know, kind of diving in, not even knowing sometimes if the pool is half full, but just trusting on the capabilities of the Urban League to serve as a forum and to put you in the right group of people so that you can both work on your business, not being in your business, but then also make those lifelong connections that are going to be the nucleus for improving your business going forward. And with that, I'll kind of put it to rest, Jason, and turn it back over to you.